Hello everybody, welcome back to C&S Corvettes in beautiful sunny Sarasota, Florida. It's your Corvette buddy Lyle, here to talk to you about more interesting, exciting, and hopefully helpful Corvette stuff. One of the things we're going to talk about today is tips for when you're trying to find parts. What's the best way to go about that? Part D, two of that is going to be tips for getting tech help when you need it. So first, let's tackle finding parts. Now, if you watch my channel, I've addressed this in the past, but I wanted to kind of just do a bullet point list because being springtime, going into summer, a lot of people are looking for parts for their cars, especially up north, and a lot of those people may have not seen those videos or are new to the Corvette world. So I'm talking to you guys. If you already know all this stuff, just watch it for the entertainment value and the chance to look upon my beautiful face. No? Okay, well, I'll do my best. All right, first of all, tips for finding parts. The information is the key here. And what we don't want to do is use some long-winded description of kind of what it looks like and where it is on the car. There's some specifics we have to do. So first of all, many of the parts that GM makes have a GM part number on them. Now, also a lot of these parts have a bunch of other letters and numbers and stuff that maybe if you don't know what you're looking for, you could confuse for a GM part number. Early cars, like 60s, 70s stuff, has a 7-digit, no letters, only numbers, 7-digit part number cast into it or pressed into it, and 8 digits in basically everything after 1980. And it's numbers only. If you see KV2X, that is not a GM part number. GM part number is going to be like 10248630. That's a GM part number. That's huge. Now, some parts don't have a GM part number. We'll get to that in a minute. Know what year your car is, for sure. Know what engine's in it, especially on the older cars where there are a bunch of different choices, and know which transmission you have, because even parts that aren't necessarily related to your drivetrain could be different depending on how your car was equipped from the factory. Number 2, part 3, wherever we're at. Take pictures. Now, when I first started here back in 1998, and somebody needed a part that they couldn't adequately explain and there was no part number on it, what they had to do was go buy a disposable camera. Take pictures. Take the disposable camera to Walgreens or the Drug Eckards or wherever and have the film developed, come back a day later and get it, choose the pictures out of it that showed what they wanted, put them in an envelope and mail them to us so we could see what they were talking about. This would sometimes take a week and a half to 2 weeks to complete, which dragged everything out terribly. Thankfully, we live in an age today where everybody, or virtually everybody, has access to a smartphone with a digital camera, or at least a digital camera that they can take pictures from and send by phone. That makes things really a lot easier because it's instantaneous. Now, I have some tips for you. Let's imagine for a second that you're looking for a seat back release lever bezel for a 2000 to a 2004 in torch red. Oh, there it is. Let's say you're looking for this part, but you're not really sure what it is. You don't know how to describe it, and you're talking to somebody who maybe doesn't know Corvettes, which means clearly you're calling somebody other than us, and we need to talk about that. But what you want to do is take pictures like this, okay? Clear and concise, and have something in the frame to show me the size. Like you'll notice on these pictures, I've got the front, I've got the back, and I've got a quarter in here to show the size of it, the color, and everything. That tells whoever you're talking to that what you're looking for with an accurate representation of what it is. Here are a couple of examples that don't work. Take this picture, for example. You'll notice that you can't see the whole object. You can see something red, and it's out of focus. This is 80% of the pictures I get on the first time around. Once I have this conversation with people, they then go, oh yeah, and then they send me the good pictures. But we can eliminate that if we take the good pictures first. The second picture you'll notice is you can kind of sort of see the outline of the part, but it looks like it's about 4 a.m. In Alaska in the wintertime. It's too dark, you can't see detail. So again, make sure your lighting is good, your focus is good, and that you can see the whole part in the picture. Finally, when it comes to finding parts, especially looking for stuff that isn't available new, that's not something that somebody's going to go, oh, and pick off the shelf, patience. You've got to be patient. I did a video a few years ago about what it's like when somebody calls here and they order a part that is used, that is a vintage part, that is in our warehouse. You get in the car, you go over to the warehouse, you get the forklift, you pull down the thing, you dig to the right bin, get into the bin, find that part, check that part, clean that part, then bring it back and report back to the customer. This does not happen in 20 or 30 minutes. It takes normally 2 to 3 days to get your stuff for the warehouse, weather permitting, because our warehouse is actually down a sand/gravel road, and if we'd had heavy rains like we did the last couple of days, the only way to get there is with a canoe. So you got to give us extra time. Please be patient. We want to help you, because if we don't help you, we don't sell our parts, and if we don't sell our parts, we go hungry. Secondly, on to the next thing, rather. Tech help. Tech help is a sticky subject, and let me tell you why. People call us here 20 to 30 times a day asking for, yeah, hey Lyle, great to talk to you, man. Hey, can I have a few minutes with your tech on the phone? Okay. They are not meaning to do anything bad, but here's what that means. Lyle? Yeah. Hey, you know that technician you've got on that paying customers job who's been waiting 3 months to get into your shop, and he's got axle grease up to his elbows and he's going to finish it today if he has the time to do it? Yeah, can you pull him off that job and have him talk to me on that customer's dime for about 30 minutes? I know that's not what they mean, but that's actually what they're asking. So the odds of you being able to talk to an actual working technician in any professional shop, certainly not one that is specialized and busy, I mean, we're booking out for September at this point, you definitely probably aren't going to be able to talk to the tech, because I can't afford to pull him off of a job to talk to you for free. Also, it's not fair to the people who waited to be in here to have their tech's attention diverted by somebody else. So normally what happens is myself or Steve try to help you the best we can on the phone. Now, the other problem is Steve and I are the only two people who regularly answer the phone here. Amber does a great job of taking messages when we're not here, but she's not a Corvette expert. She's an expert in many other things. Corvette's not necessarily one of them. So you have to rely on two aging, stressed, and frequently alcohol-riddled brains to get you this information back. So again, when you call in and say, hey, I need tech help, usually the first thing I'm going to say is, sir, I'll be happy to help you. Would you please be kind enough to email that to me? That way I can address it when I get a chance. And what I mean by addressing it is either I will research it and answer you, or if I don't know the answer, I'll grab the tech first thing in the morning the next day before he gets his hands into a car and say, hey, I printed this email. Can you write your thoughts down for me and give it back to me? And then I'll email back with his thoughts without interrupting other work. It's also an opportunity when you're emailing. Again, we can go back up to step one where we were talking about finding parts. Send me pictures, send me video. A lot of you guys have gotten really, really good about that, and it does help me help you. Again, and the final thing and the biggest thing is please be patient with us. Guys, we are a company of 8 people, 8. And we are doing everything we can to service everybody we can. We are not Corvette America. We are not Corvette Central. The difference is we do answer questions and we do offer help from a position of knowledge and experience, while those giant companies do not, which is why we're so popular doing it. And we love to help, but we do ask that you be patient. It can take 1 to 2 days for us to answer an email or get a response, but when you're looking for tech help, please don't call on the phone, because there's just no way for us to adequately manage the rest of our day and take time out to talk to somebody on the phone about fixing their car. We will help you however we can, but do it in the email. I appreciate how much you guys trust us. I know part of it is that we've earned it, and part of it is that you really like us and you appreciate what we do here, and that is awesome. We do know what we're doing 99.8% of the time. But if you'll help us by making it easier for us to help you, the more people will be able to help in the end. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you don't take this as me complaining, because I'm certainly not. I'm just trying to curate and manage expectations and the way that these things are submitted to us so that we can be more effective in helping as many people as possible. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon.